Hey guys, what's up? Zorgo here with a high effort guide today. We are talking about land lubing all over them. You might have noticed land luber is back in the menu. He went back to tier 2 and it's back to lubing time. Bruh. Or you might ask yourself, what the fuck are you talking about, Zorg? I literally never played Battlegrounds in my life. Who's land luber? What's going on here? I don't know. I'm scared. Don't worry, bro. I got you. I just come straight from a 13-hour luber session. Had a couple hours of sleep and I'm ready to go back in. This comp is super addictive, but play it at your own risk. I'm not responsible for any MMR loose whatsoever, okay? The land luber is a tier 2. Tavern offers an extra Tavern spell after each refresh. Usually you don't run this card. On tier 2 it's a different story. You might have noticed one thing if you look at these spells. There are not that many actually on tier 2. And we can take advantage of it in a certain way. Once you have, for example, more land lubers than board slots, you will start seeing more spells. The land luber basically overrides it. You get multiple golden ones ideally, and you see a lot of spells in a tavern tier. This spell, and this spell are core for it, because every tavern coin you buy is basically a 1 gold investment, but it's actually free, right? Since you gain 1 gold back. This spell basically gives you 1 gold in the future, so next turn you have 1 extra gold. Hasty Excavation is a spell that costs your health instead of money. So, if we buy it, we basically gain a gold. Now the Strike Oil is the thing we have to talk about as well, because it increases your maximum gold, but by 3 gold it's very expensive, so 3 turns have to pass, so you pay it. What you want to ideally do is you want to have a golden land luber. And you want to have a way to negate damage. I mean, this guy would be premium, but since this guy is on tier 5 and we are staying on tier 2, we have to be a bit more conservative and look for Soul Reminder. So 1 Soul Reminder and 2 land lubers is the objective of the early game to find. Then we want to buy Tavern Coin, Careful Investment, Hasty Excavation. Alright, yeah, okay, I buy cards and I get money, that's good, but how the fuck do I scale now? That's where 1 tier 2 unit comes into play. It's Pikachu! The Patient Scout, of course. I run a Patient Scout, I set myself up for tier 6s, I get an Invoker. I get an Inquisitor. I might get a Groundbreaker. Or Nala. Or Arena. So we just look for any way to achieve a combination where we buy spells and somehow scale through gold. Like either through a trinket or through minions. And what makes this so exciting and fun to play is exactly that. Every game is different. Every game has variables. You never know what happens. And the heroes that you want to play, in general, you can loop on every hero except 1 hero, Milhouse. Heroes that are better at doing it, however, are Taatlan, Marin the Manager, Saya, since like every mechanical hero, because you get this additional high roll chance. Silas, Edwin, etc, Scabs, Tess. Just in general, think about the lobby. Look at the tribes, think, can I loop here? And then just loop. Okay, we made it to the mid game. Ideally, we have a good setup. This is the part of the game after your lesser trinket turn, where if you didn't find scaling or tempo, you might take some damage. So you just have to be creative. Not much advice. That's like where the fun is, honestly, because every comp can look very different as well. Okay, this game I want to showcase 1 or 2 things. Obviously, I have the Nala trinket here. I'm playing Taatlan. I think I got like this 5-drop Naga every turn with the other trinket. I had Voucher as my trinket here, if I remember correctly. I just keep by all the cheap spells. In this specific case, because I have Nala, I can buy oil. Usually you skip it unless you have 20 to 30 gold, but 30 seconds left on the timer. I start buying oil because before that, you sometimes run out of gold if you buy it too early. We basically have a lot of gold, but like the other guy actually plays undeads, and I know he outscales me, actually. My scaling isn't that good. I have 1 single Nala scaling. Like, I'm infinite, which is nice, but like this board can't beat a proper attack undead board. I recognize that, so what I do is, like, I have 30 seconds left, and now I realize, okay, I have to level to get armor, actually. So I look for the armor and level here. The taverns, any moment now, like, you can see I have like 50 gold as well. Then I roll the high T service set, which is super good because I can dig for armor and Mutanus spells. So that's what I do. I start buying Mutanus. As you might notice, we will pivot here and we will try to basically find Horse and Mutanus our whole board. I think I missed the left Mutanus. For some reason, I'm blind and I can't see that I have another Mutanus. So basically, you eat all your big units and then you Mutanus on the Horse. And then you run a Golden Drakari, so Golden Touch is also kind of core. Your fantasy has no limits here. Like, I had another game where I literally found no scaling at all. What do you do then, you might ask? Well, you might want to consider all 4 greater trinkets are bad. What the hell do we do here? We have no scaling, and I didn't have the luxury to set up a scout in this situation. So what do? I pick the demon one and buy Mind Mark, and I hope I can buy enough hasty excavations. But later on, I recognize Naga in, so I start buying Naga, and basically I eat this zesty, and that's how I scale my board until I hope someone feeds me something I can do better, like Groundbreaker, because I couldn't find Scout in the early game. So like you basically have to adapt and be creative sometimes. Be creative. Creativity gets rewarded when you play with a lot of gold, and that also is something that makes you better at the game overall, I would say. That's why I would still recommend to you to try out Land Rover, even if you just want to improve as a player, because you basically have to think of it differently because the scaling is different, the game isn't linear. That is basically the takeaway. What do you do if you hit nothing at all, you might ask? Like here, for example, I don't have a land lubber, as you might see. Like I have no land lubber, I have nothing in that sort. But I set up still pirate trinket. So I get Splinter of Aurum. And I just pick the splinter and gamble here and see what I get. And that's also why pirate trinkets are super huge to have enabled, and why this strategy is a lot better. Here I get a lucky golden pokey, so I just ditch the Lubber plan and just level and pivot into different comp. Was a bit scary, but we got there. I hope you enjoyed this guide. I don't know how long this is now actually. A bit more in depth. If you have feedback, I would appreciate it very much. It's the first time I did a guide in that fashion and take this kind of approach. And I wish you a nice day. Enjoy. Keep lubing, and disclaimer, I'm not responsible for MRR lose.